22 doctors in a single room, counting steps like they're counting a tomb. Clipboard whispers, "Sign here, sir," while the cameras catch a little blur. A name that slips, a word that bends, Lincoln, the Lincoln, and then it ends. They say it's nothing, just a normal check, but nothing takes a village, apparently, to inspect. 5 for Bush Senior, 12 for the son, now 22 for the chosen one. Math don't lie, even when the mouth do. Something's adding up, even if it's not the truth. Meanwhile, overseas, the bombs keep their schedule. Foreign policy running on a different pedal, while domestic headlines chase a wobble in a hallway. The world's still spinning the exact same way. I'm not here to diagnose a man, I'm not a doctor, I don't have the scan. But I know a distraction when I see one dressed, and health scares make for great press. Both sides got their footage, both sides got their frame. One says decline, the other says no shame. And the truth sits quiet in a folder somewhere, behind a desk, behind a closed door stare. You ever notice how the silence speaks loud? No transcript, no scan, just a press release crowd. Excellent health in a paragraph thin, while the cameras zoom in on a wobble and a grin. 22 specialists, let that sink in. That's not a checkup, that's a full-on event. That's a small hospital wing on a Tuesday morning, and all we got back was no warning. So I'll let the footage do the talking instead. Negate the pause, the words half said, and you decide what story it tells. Cause transparency's a bell that nobody rings well. Over in the desert, the alliances hold the same old handshakes, the same old goal. While back home, the questions pile like mail, unopened, unanswered, a paper trail. And I'm here to mock a man's age. Everybody's body turns a page, but when the page is sealed and the public's denied, that's when the questions start to multiply. 22 doctors, one short statement. That's not healthcare, that's pavement. Pavement over cracks, smoothed and sealed, hoping nobody notices what's underneath revealed. We just read what's already on the floor, the footage, the figures, nothing more. No spin, no slant, just the raw little facts, and let the people draw their own tracks. Cause whether it's Washington or it's Tehran, the game's the same, just a different span. Power protects itself first, and the public gets the watered-down version. The thirst for truth left standing at the door, asking questions nobody wants to explore. 22 specialists, one headline, 0 follow-up. That's the story tonight. So let's talk about the room itself. 22 coats hung on a single shelf. Cardiologist, neurologist, a specialist for the knee. A guy who checks your hearing, a guy who checks your memory. But I just read the list. But when memory's a category, you gotta admit that's not just routine, that's a focus point that's circling something, sharpening to a joint. And the White House says comprehensive, multidisciplinary, big words for a memo that stayed pretty wary of releasing the scans. The actual data, just a summary sheet and a thumbs up later. Compare that to the footage that's already out there. The pause before a word, the searching, the stare. The I love inflation said with a straight face, while the room stayed quiet, nobody chasing. Now here's the thing about silence in a room full of cameras. It gets louder the longer it lingers. And when a president pauses on a simple word, the internet doesn't wait, the clip gets transferred. million versions, a million takes. Some say exhaustion, some say mistakes. Some say gotcha journalism, some say decline. And somewhere in between is probably the line. But here's what's real, the man is in his 80s, running a country, shaking 1,000 hands daily. That's a marathon most people couldn't survive, let alone do it live under a global eye. So maybe 22 doctors isn't a scandal. Maybe it's just what it takes to handle a job that ages a man in dog years, where every decision gets magnified by fears. Or maybe it's exactly what it looks like, a body keeping time with a ticking clock, and a team around him managing optics, while the public gets fed carefully chosen topics. Either way, both stories can be true at once. A man working hard and a system that hunts for ways to soften, smooth and contain whatever the doctors actually came to explain. That's not a conspiracy, that's just how power operates when it's under the hour of a news cycle, hungry for the next big thing. Spin doesn't need a villain to spring. Now zoom out past the oval, past the press, past the partisan noise, past the digital mess, and ask the bigger question, the one that remains: who's actually running things behind the scenes? Because whether it's age or it's strategy, or some mix of both in a gray area, the machinery of government doesn't pause for one man's stumble, one man's flaws. Staff still draft, agencies still move, policy grinds on with or without the person at the podium fully present. That's not comforting, but it's relevant. So when you watch the clips, the wobble, the slip, remember that's one frame of a much bigger script. And the real story might not be is he declining, but who decides what we're seeing and the timing. 22 specialists, one short statement, 1,000 interpretations, and a country still waiting for someone, anyone, to just say it's straight. We just read what's already on the floor. We don't add the spin, we just point at what's already sitting right there in plain sight for anyone willing to look.